Hello, friends. Namaste. Good morning or good evening, everyone. This is Lavanya. I live in Australia. I'll be the host for this session with divine blessings of Dr. Brahmashi Subhash Patriji and Swarnamala Patriji. Let us start our today's session. I would like you to welcome back. There's a slight technical issue. Okay, back to our introduction. I would like you to welcome back to the Divine Breath YouTube channel, PSSM Australia, initiative of Pyramid Spiritual Society movement. Please do subscribe the Divine Breath YouTube channel. So last week, we began our beautiful journey with this book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy with our very own Pyramid Master, Sohana Dodle from California, USA. So let me give you a recap of our first class. We started our topic with the treasure house within you. So we need to understand that there is gold mine within each of us where we can extract everything. We need to live life gloriously, joyously, and abundantly. In this world, there are two types of men: magnetized men, that is, with full of confidence and faith. He knows that he is born to win and succeed. And the second one is demagnetized man, who is full of tears, fears, and doubts. When an opportunity comes, he says he might fail. So each one of us have to become a magnetized man and discover the master secret of the ages. So how to discover the master secret of the ages? The answer is extraordinarily simple. The secret is the marvelous miracle working power is found in our very own subconscious mind. So everyone possesses this marvelous power of subconscious mind, but we need to understand and learn how to use and apply it in our lives. Within our subconscious mind, we will find the solution for every problem and the cause of every effect. It is also a universal truth that whatever we impress on our subconscious mind is expressed on the screen of the space as condition, experience, and event. The law of our mind is the law of belief. This means to believe in the way of our mind works, to believe in belief itself. The belief of our mind is the thought of our mind. We have only one mind, but our mind possesses two distinctive characters or functions. That is, the first one is objective mind, also known as conscious mind, or waking mind, or voluntary mind. And the second one is subjective mind, also known as subconscious mind, sleeping mind, involuntary mind. So with this, I would like to hand over it to Sohana to continue with our class. Over to you, Sohana. Thank you.
Thanks, Lavanya. And, it was really impressive that you gave a recap of the first session so that I can just, go with the flow from the current one. So thank you so much. And hi, I'm Sohana, and I'm a software professional, and I live in California, United States. So this book that what I've been sharing is all about the power of subconscious mind, and the author is Joseph Murphy. And trust me, and Joseph Murphy is one of my favorite authors out of all, because if you just go through what all books that he have been written, and he had structured everything in such a way. It's all about the omnipotent power. I mean, the unlimited power that within every being and within every mind. So, he had written multiple books since, 19th century, and every book is all about this, just this. So how can you use your subconscious mind, I mean, the spiritual power, with this physical world? in this physical world, and how can you just manifest your materialistic goals, materialistic dreams, and whatever you want to. And that is all he's famous for. So let me just continue the just a second. Yeah. So yeah. So here we stopped it in the last slide. I mean, in the last session. So yep. Your subconscious mind is the builder of your body and can heal you. So lull yourself to sleep every night with the idea of the perfect health and subconscious being. Subconscious being your faithful servant will obey you. So this is something he says, that whatever you strongly impress on your subconscious mind, that is going to work. And it's a very simple statement or a simple law that he's trying to explain. But with the multiple, you know um, all the book will have only 10 or 20 important things that we don't know. But why is book full of like 200 pages or 300 pages? Because that book is going to be read by thousands of people, thousands of different minds. So in some or the other point, every person starts getting into it, or every person starts understanding it. So that is why author tries to explain it in multiple ways with the multiple examples. So here in this is a very simple statement. He says that whatever it is, your physical body, or anything, your life around you today, right now, in this moment, what all you have created, it's just who built it, your subconscious mind. And how, and there is very one important statement in the later slides, that why a subconscious mind is the builder of your body, or why it can heal, because there are even many books that you can heal yourself, right? And that is what we are taught with. Whatever it is, we can heal ourselves. So then he says, then the author is saying that whenever you're going to sleep, you can just give those powerful thoughts to you, to make yourself, or to heal yourself. What happens is, I can share some of the examples that where I can make you understand this statement. uh, you know every physical body, we will have some or the other chronic things, right? Sometimes it's all about indigestion, sometimes it's all about body pains, and sore body, throat, bad throats, such chronic things we will have in our everyday life due to the environmental changes, or weather changes, water changes. So that happens. So whatever it is, to how critical it can be. But still, what I do is, because if I when I keep traveling from here to Florida, or from here to India, with that weather change and everything changes. And some set of days I will have that, that first of all, it's jet lag, I can tell you. But apart from that, we will have lots of things going on, because it's completely different horizon changes. So in that time, I'll be so sure that this is just temporary. This is just for this moment. And the moment I accept it, whatever it is, the sore throat, or, or the chronic things, everything is to just go fade away. And the other times, I can even tell you, when I am not in a right state of mind, or when I was not enough strong to, to deal with things, in that situations, what happens is, if I just have a minor headache or mild headache also, if I just be with this that state of mind, and I keep telling it to myself, I am having lots of headache, I'm having lots of headache, lots of, and that keeps on increasing. That used to never decrease. Like, I had sort of signers when I was in engineering second year or third year. And those days I used to, simply just keep on telling that I'm having it so much every day after I wake. So I used to keep on telling that. And if you keep on doing that, if you have something, it can be anything. My grandfather, who is of 80 years, my late grandfather. So I'll tell you a great example. He had many cardiac surgeries with his body. He had many cardiac surgeries since 35 years, and this was going on. And then, but he was very strong. Every time he used to go to the hospital, or he used to go to the surgery rooms or operation theaters, like, this is the last day of his life. And every doctor used to give that kind of reports. But again, he used to come back like ever. And that's the beauty. And after I realized why is it happening with him, there are many other old people around, many other grandfathers or grandparents. So why is this, like, what is he actually doing? Then I realized something. It's just that his gut health, with all his subconscious mind, he has that strength telling it to himself that I will be okay. What is going to happen with my body? Nothing. I will be okay. I will come back and I will talk to everyone nicely. And he was that powerful. I mean, he was that strong. So that attitude made him, even he survived COVID at this age with full of diabetes and cardiac issues, and he survived COVID. And after that, and I really became a huge fan of his strength, like, and this is how every person is going to be. After that, I've started reading the book called How to Live. I've decided to live 120 years. And it's really true that whatever you feed your subconscious mind again and again, over and over, when can you do that? When you believe in your dominant power. So this is something, duality of mind. So mind consists of, so there are no two minds. Mind has two characteristics. One is objective and one is subjective. So objective is called conscious mind, and subjective is subconscious mind. That is why we say, right, soul is all about wisdom. What soul carries is the experience, whatever you are experiencing, that in the form of wisdom it carries. So this is just the way. So, conscious and objective mind, it's just materialistic. So, there are two characteristics of mind, and one is conscious, and other one is subconscious mind. So, if you have covered the recent Enlightenment Hour by Patriji, I think you guys follow that, or I don't know, but there is something going on called Enlightenment Hour every Tuesday or Thursday. I'm not sure about the day, but I just subscribe to that, so I get the updates. So I've just covered it, and I saw Patriji and Karthikeyan sir were discussing. They were having a debate, sort of. They say that Karthikeyan sir was all about, it's not important that every human has to enlighten, but we have to save our environment before that. So there are many things happening in this world. But Patri sir says that enlightenment is important. If every person enlightens, and that is when we can we can do better with the environment. But they had a very good debate, kind of, but then they concluded it telling, uh, Patricia told that, whenever you're thinking about your environment or something, it's all about, you're just with your mind. You're not the matter. So whenever you think about enlightenment, and that is when it's all about the matter. The same here, subconscious mind and conscious mind. One is mind and the other one is matter. So here, subconscious mind connects you to mind, to the matter. And let's go. Yep. Every thought is a cause and every condition is an effect. So this is also something that we know, but what I wanted to confess is whatever we are hearing or whatever we are seeing, it should be the final ultimate truth that we accept it. So we have to be in the state of receiving more, and that is when we can really experience everything, every wisdom we are gaining. So here it is, every thought is cause and every condition is an effect. So just like the way most of the time when we believe, we might had certain experiences with the same situations in life. So the same time, again the same situation, the same time, same situation. So some situations keep on repeating in our lives. That is just because the unlearned lesson. That is just because unlearned lesson is something. What is the lesson that we have to learn? Updating our belief system every now and then with every situation. So when you keep on updating, then you start releasing the right thoughts. If you don't release the right thoughts, you don't, how can you expect yourself to be in a right condition or right situation? So it is everything from the thoughts. And why thoughts is, let's see. So conscious and subconscious mind. Mind is a garden and you are a gardener. So you sow seeds, you sow thoughts, right? So begin to sow the seeds of happiness, peace, right action, goodwill, and prosperity. So when you have a choice of doing good for you, why do you choose bad? It's okay, because in the beginning days or in the previous days we never understood what is right or what is wrong, what is good for us, what is bad for us. We never had a good idea about it. But now, after knowing all of these, when we have a good idea, what are we still waiting for? So every, of course it's hard, because we might lose our way in between. You consistently keep trying it harder and harder, and then it's not easy to break the patterns of your thoughts. Okay, what kind of patterns is something? Okay, I will explain. Mind will have certain patterns. Mind will, those patterns will become a matrix. So that is so called matter. That is so called energy grids. So that is so called energy basically. So it's always that it's very easy to sow the seeds of happiness, peace, right action, goodwill, and prosperity. Like how it is easy? Because it's just matter of giving a chance to yourself every time. You just can't keep on blaming yourself that it's just that most of us be so adamant on not changing our thoughts. So I can clearly say that is just, why don't you give a chance to yourself? Whatever thoughts you're doing it in your mind, no one has a camera in there to come and see. So what are you still thinking about? You can just do whatever good for you. And this is not something about you speak good or you do some good actions or you show it good. It doesn't matter. A person can sit very silent with a very peaceful mind and very happiest thoughts. And that is how it attracts. Have most of the time, like if you actually try this, then you will realize, you know, I will tell you a situation. You can try this. Everyone, we live with some or the other people next to us in our house, though it's our family or friends or someone or the other. So, who is next to you? It is not being told that every day we will have a sweet words with them. Sometimes we might have fights, or sometimes we might have a misunderstandings. So, not agreeing to each other's words. So, in that case, when, try this. When that situation comes, just sit silently and let them speak whatever they want to speak, and let them talk whatever they want to do. Just be there peacefully with a good thought of reconciliation, good thought of accepting, good thought of accepting their views, their perspectives. Just agree it and be there for some time. You don't have to speak anything, you don't have to show anything to them. Just with the happiest thoughts of reconciliation. And trust me, that pulls them back. And automatically they comes to you and they be very normal, like nothing ever has happened. And that is what I do. Because previously I was a person of bigger voice. Yes, I really have a very big voice. And that is what the biggest problem was also. And I was a most pampered kid. So I never had a thought of compromising anywhere. So I was very competitive enough, and no matter what, irrespective of relationships or irrespective of other feelings, all it is important for me is to get what I want. I was like that. But I've realized after doing all this, knowing all this, you can even achieve whatever you want just with your mind power. So in this book, something I always love is, maybe in the later chapters we will know that, he says that your subconscious mind power is not dependent on your willpower. So all the time, you don't have to worry that, I just gave 10% of efforts for what I want. But how can I just lie myself in affirming that I will get? So I can't lie myself when I didn't give full efforts, at the max efforts. How can I do that? And that's a big lie. That is how I was. But then I realized, okay, your willpower and your subconscious mind power, they are not dependent on each other. And that's very true. And that's the beauty. Just with a thought, you can even move mountains. And that's the power of it. And it's not going to be very effective right from the day one, but I can tell you it's going to be effective as you believe. How hard you believe, that effective it is going to be. So it's on you. You believe it, then it will work. You don't, and yes, it doesn't. You will be consciously cooperating with the infinite power and omnipotent law which governs all the things. So you will be consciously cooperating with infinite. So omnipotent law is nothing but infinite power within the people. So that infinite power which helps them get what they want. So that is omnipotent law. So here you will be consciously cooperating with the infinite power and omnipotent law, which governs all the things. So that is all the subconscious mind is about. So cause and effect is a very interesting thing. And if you just have a recap of our own lives or your own life, then you can see how cause and effect actually work. That's the only craziest example that we can take to understand ourselves or to understand cause and effect. So for cause and effect is something, a reason for suffering. So when you don't understand cause and effect, and that is when it leads you to suffering. So every time, I can just tell, still, I am 23 years old, and I keep, sharing my wisdom. I keep meditating. I do a lot of stone works, crystal works, and I do lots of healings. But still, I will have uh, emotional imbalances. You know, there, some situations it's just that, as I told, I'm very competitive, I just don't want myself failing in things. So at that point of time, if something I don't expect happens, unexpected happens, and immediately I start getting into depressive states. And for some time, I will just sit idle because I don't know why I really had to be with this. But after some time, I forcibly push myself to be with my breath. And that's the only thing that I force myself. After being with my breath for 5 minutes, and trust me, all the anger is gone, everything is gone. Then I start smiling eventually. Then that is when I realize, because I can see the cause of that effect. And I keep blaming all the other people that, they did this to me, they did this to me. Then after that I realized, oh, it was all my fault that got me here. It's not theirs. Okay, I take back all my words. And this is what it happens. So every time you gotta keep check on your cause and effect. Okay, if you are in a suffering, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I was at a stage that, if my parents didn't give me uh the ice cream I wanted, I used to make it a huge thing. And now I'm at a stage where there are many bigger things going on with me, and still I'm rock solid like that. And I look back and see, oh my god, without this knowledge, I would have not been this far. I would have not made it this far. And that's really true, because it's very important to read books more than your guru, more than, I was a huge fan of Patriji, because the way he taught me, or the way he explained, or the way every guru, I saw people preaching, but this guru was very special, wherein I always wanted, before the moment I saw Patriji, I always had a challenge in my mind that how should I believe you? Based on what? Is this a community work? Like, how should I even believe you? But it was directly an experience. He didn't even talk to me with some words, at least. Rather than the casual words, there is no message that he had given to me. But the experiences that I've been into is something that I've never been. Then I realized, okay, and this is the beauty of this guru saying that experiences are important. So, those experiences, I have started seeing the cause and effect. Oh, this is working like this, so that is why I'm landing into such situations. Then I realized it. So, after certain time, I am not the only one student here looking for his guidance. Thousands of people are here. These days, lakhs of people are here for his, teachings, or for his help. So I can't expect him to be 24/7 teaching me, guiding me every step. So he suggested, or he forcibly pushed me to start reading books. From then, non-stop, every day, I will just have some or the other book based on the day's theme, based on my energy levels. And I start reading a book, I start picking something. And if you really want to understand the cause and effect, you should definitely read the book called Priests and Politicians, The Mafia of Your Soul by Osho Rajneesh. So by Osho has written a book, and that was my first book ever in my life. Back in my 8th standard, that I have read that book. It's called Priests and Politicians, Mafia of Your Soul. It's such a very interesting book. So then you will realize how cause and effect will actually work. So your thoughts form the mold or matrix through which the infinite intelligence. So, okay, your thought. What is your thought? Can you see your thought? We cannot see our thought. It's electromagnetic field formed with a certain pattern of matrix. So if you're happy, if you're doing happy thoughts, it is with a certain pattern of matrix. If you're with the sad thoughts, it's with certain pattern of matrix. So matrix is something, the electromagnetic pattern. So electromagnetic pattern, for example, it can be anything, okay? But for example, if you just see the sacred geometric patterns, um, if you go to temples in India, you can see mandala, Sri Chakra, and those energy structures, infinite circles, and the sacred geometry, the Metatron pattern, or the five-pointed pentagram star or pentacle star. So there are set of fixed geometry, sacred geometry grids, and those grids are something about the earth energy pattern. So based on that earth energy pattern, every thought or every person or whatever we are doing is an electromagnetic pattern. End of the day, what is the least way that we can count everything? Everything in the least way we count is the electromagnetic pattern. The electromagnetic pattern consists of set of atoms. Set of atoms becomes matter, right? So that matter can be modulated into any form. If you are happy, and that is going to make a happy wave. If you are sad, that happy wave is going to turn into the sad wave. It can be any, and every person can generate their own patterns. So that is why we can actually. That is why they were telling that when you know which is best for you, so why don't you use your intelligence to get or to give the best for you? So there is something called infinite intelligence, and this matrix pattern is something can be under. There is another book specially only for this matrix pattern. This is called Creator Series, New Energy, and in Telugu, if you want that, by Revati Devi Garu, T. Revati Devi Garu, she wrote a book called New Energy in Telugu also. That's the book that can explain. There can be no more wonderful blessings than these from a mental, emotional, and material standpoint. So here it's a hierarchy. First, mental, and second, emotional, and third, material. So when you are materialistically happy, when you are emotionally happy, then you can be mentally happy. If you're not materialistically happy, but if you're emotionally trying to be happy, so do you know what is it? That's just losing sight of what you are or where you are. That's foolish, I can say in my words. And yes, because I don't like to all the way we are looking for the ultimate truth, and in that path you can't keep on lying to yourself that I'm fine. You're not fine. When do you get fine? In that state of mind, if you just sit and meditate, and that is when you see how fine you are. And in the meditation, in those states, if you sit, first and foremost, all you get to see is your negative points, your suffering. If you are like this normal and you're going on with some suffering, probably take an example. I failed an exam. So I feel that I failed an exam. It is giving me so much because, like everyone in my class, I didn't pass. If I sit and meditate, sit into meditation, and that feeling of failed becomes 200, 300% more. After 10 minutes, if you resist with that, that will be gone forever. And that is when you see the cause of your failing. Everything which is holding on with you since so long, while it's time to leave for it, it is going to detach from you, from that bond that it had with you, will take some of the energy. Definitely. It will show you something. But after that, you will have a very clear insight of what it actually is. So these are the three important things: mental, emotional, and material. So every person, if you start with your spiritual journey, eventually from the material world you hit to the emotional world. From emotional world you start enhancing your mental world. So this is the hierarchy that every person actually follows. The subconscious is the subject to the conscious mind, and that is why it is called subconscious or subjective. Yeah, this is one of the point that it's a reminder point. So it's just that why it is called subjective, because every experience, whatever we are going through, and we say, right, there is some memory that we are holding. After we leave our body, also we are holding some memory. That's not a memory. That's wisdom in form of a memory way. I mean, in the pictorial representation or photographic memory that we carry. So it's just that you will have a dream, okay? And I had a dream, for example, okay, this is real. This is one of my experience. So I always never knew uh, since I was a kid, and kids are not much into devotional side or divine side, right? I mean, kids usually don't do that, but I don't know, they do probably, but I wasn't like that. So I was like most of the time not much into devotional side. So my mom and my dad were like very much, and then later on, the only god I started really believing in was Gautam Buddha. After a point, and the way how I started realizing was Gautam Buddha was a god. I didn't know that. I just used to think that he's like Vivekananda. He's a very good, you know, a wisdom giver. He preached a lot and he's a monk, and that is all I knew. And I never realized something that he's a god. In the moment I realized, that was something 4 years ago. I think after a semester that I came to United States, because as I ran into a anonymous temple, and I got into it, and then I saw it was a Buddha temple. And after seeing that temple and people doing all the rituals, and I was just standing there, that's it, because I had no other choice, because it was raining, and that's Florida. It rains so horrible, and we can't even step out. We need to find some of the other shelter, and that is how I was stuck in a temple. So, and I was like, from then I had much respect, much devotion towards him. And after especially reading the book called The Buddha's Wife, where a wife explains her perception about her husband, and everything took me to a drive so crazily that I've started realizing he's your God, and I'm really following this. Like, what is happening? Okay. But I really loved his concepts. And, basically, according to it's not something I'm being criticizing here, but I can clearly say what I actually feel, that, we are someone who actually worship to the Hindu gods, basically, and that is how we were. But I really had a 10 to 11 feet statue of Gautam Buddha at my home, and from nowhere. And every day I used to play in front of that, and everything I used to do in my home. And I never realized why my mom and dad were so fond of Gautam Buddha, and why is this so big statue. But after that, I've realized that one day I had a dream when I was questioning myself, that why am I so much into Gautam Buddha? Like, why only him? There are many other gods, many other authors, and whom I can follow. Why only Gautam Buddha? And he's the one who says that there is no god, and how people made him a god, and how can we worship him? What is this even? Then as I went into sleep and I had a dream. In that dream, I could see myself. I was part of a Buddhist monk monastery. So I was a monk somewhere in, back those 200, 300 generations. So at those time, I was a monk. Then I was trying to know my name. And then the moment I got my name, I heard it, because whatever it is spiritually, if I should know, because in our inner journey course or JTTP, they gave us a very good tip. If you really want to confirm this experience or out of body experience, what you're doing is right, then we take help of Patriji. So we, in the meditation before we start, we invite him. So every time, whatever process is happening, it should, I need it from his form, and that is when I can realize that's fact. Or else I can just think it's a dream and I don't have to think about it. So, and sir was there, and he was in my dream, and he was sitting there, and he asked me a question, do you know who you actually are? And I'm like, I had no clue. I was just sitting and I was staring. Then he said, you were from this century, and you were a Buddhist monk, and so, and your name was this. Then the moment immediately I started googling that, was there a monk like this, and so what? Then I saw a set of monks, and I was like, okay, then I still have to figure it out what it is. So it's just that, if you it's basically, if you want to know, like, how strong you wanted to know things, or how strong you wanted to be good for yourself, that's all it matters. That's all. And that is what your subconscious mind is. And you keep on impressing on your subconscious mind with lot of grief, anger, sad, which is not fine, which is not at all fine. It causes many physical health issues also, like cancer. Because I'm even part of spiritual tablets course. So there I have been even taught something, that every feeling you impress on your subconscious mind, how it generates your body, how can it function your body, is related to it. So change your thoughts, change your destiny. It's that simple. Change your thoughts, change your destiny. But it's not even that simple too. Because your thoughts are something you were always with, right? How can you just give up on your sad, dramatic, blame game thoughts? It's not easy. But you should try, because you need best for yourself. So, yes, this is the end of the first chapter. So let's, in the next session, start with the second chapter. But I feel I made it a lot elaborated, but from the next session, I think I'm not going to make this elaborated, but I'm going to cover all the important points. Because just first chapter, it took completely 2 sessions, which is not fine. So, yep. Thank you. And
can we continue with the meditation, Sohana?
so, let's actually go with the Q&A, and then let's get into the meditation. I mean,
Okay.
let's just complete this in 5 or 10 minutes, and then let's do meditation leisurely.
Sure. Friends, it's open for questions, so please do raise your hands.
I'm actually sorry, but now I can see some questions in the chat. I was completely unaware of it, so you can ask now.
Probably it came to you directly. I'm not sure. I don't see any questions here.
Oh, yeah. Shrikant, I guess. Shrikant was asking, can you explain? But sorry, Shrikant, what was it that you wanted me to explain it again? If you can give me an idea, I can do that.
So in the meanwhile, I would take an opportunity to say that it's a quite interesting way, the way you're taking the subject. I've read the first chapter, I mean, what you have told, so we not to give the recap. It's like you are taking the session in a completely different way rather than reading a book. It's like we are able to connect to each and every point. That's what the wonderfulness, what I felt from your session. So we could connect it easily rather than like, I mean, just reading and just explaining without giving an example. I don't think it would have hit our mind so hard. So I'm really glad that you are taking this session. So I think you should take your time and you should do the way you are doing now. So we don't have any hurry. So it's like even our friends, I think they would agree as well with what I'm saying. So you please take your time and you, and whatever the way you are doing, please continue with that. And we are loving it.
Sure, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, one of our friend MS, he's also saying that we agree.
So Shrikant, okay.
Shrikant sir, if you have any questions, you can either raise your hand and you can unmute yourself, or you can put it in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Chandana. Yeah, Chandana is also saying the same. Yeah, see, she seconds me. So, yeah.
So yeah, that I think whatever it is, I think Shrikant Gar is texting me because as I think he's from India basically, I guess. So it's night for him. He said he's gonna text, so let him text, and we can, if we can start meditation, that should be good.
Yeah. So one more thing on this, Sohana. So this affirmation. So do you say that those affirmations is like something which is not true? I mean, you try to incultivate into yourself as an habit by saying that again and again. So I got a question that's saying that, okay, is that what you're saying, that you're going to lie or something, like, are you going to cover that in the upcoming sessions? So just had.
Yeah, let's cover it in the upcoming sessions,
Okay.
and let's do it. Basically, it's all about affirmations. I actually covered a session, a whole different session for affirmations, how they work, and but in this book, I don't think it's completely a clear insight of affirmations. He had never given anywhere, but we can cover some set of it, and the origin and the root, where actually affirmations come from and how do they work. And because I was completely against the concept called affirmations, because when you don't feel it right, how can you just lie to yourself and how can you push it? And that is not something right. But that is why meditation comes into the picture. So you
Okay.
meditate for some time, you become null, you become void. And then that is when you inculcate that affirmation completely into your mind and you sow that seed and you make it work. Though it seems this is impossible, but it's all mission impossible. So all we got to do is making impossible things possible.
Okay. Thank you. We have got a question here from MS. In the next sessions, we delve deep into the concepts that we covered in chapter 1, with practical tips on how to inculcate them into our daily lives.
Yeah, sure. And I even gave you all a word in the last session that I'm going to provide you the samples, and I was really carried away with my immigration things. So I'm really sorry, but today I'm going to do it. And as there was even some issue going on with the module 1 finalizing, so that is why I couldn't even provide it. So module 2, it just started and we have only some limited samples, and even I wrote my own thing, so I can share that as they are confidential. That is why I was even thinking of to share or no, because every person, they wrote their heart out and they wrote their complete everything out. So yeah, and I can definitely help you with the daily life examples, and sure. How to make a thought positive when we thinking the negative side. If you totally change the negative to positive thought. Yes. So, negative thought and positive thoughts is something, again, end of the day, it's your state of your mind. Tell me something. When do you think a thought is negative? Based on what? Either, there is something that you should do. If suppose, take an example, I have to go write an exam, right? So all the time, if I just keep on thinking that, oh my god, I cannot do this exam, I cannot do this exam, why I cannot do this exam? Why? Because probably there are some reasons. I might not be well prepared. That should be the first one. And the second one, probably I might have prepared well for some other exam and I might have failed after preparing and after doing everything. Or probably the professor or lecturer for that subject also might have turned it so hard for you. So all of this is something part of your either past or future. And end of everything, they are all related to your willpower. And this book is not something about willpower. Your subconscious mind is not related to your willpower. Though you do, though you don't do, though you get, though you don't get, doesn't matter. It's all you can do is you can change in whichever way you want. That is all the beauty of the subconscious mind power is. So though you have positive, though you have negative, everything is related to your willpower. If you just sit and see the cause of why you're getting these thoughts, and then you will know. So it is all based on your willpower. Because see, that is how we think, right? Our willpower, this is all we are doing, and how can we just lie to ourselves? That's okay, they are not related. Though you do, though you okay, I'll tell you something. In India or anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world, uh, okay, I am not being narcissist here, but something fact, because I don't get scared to speak such things. Why don't we take an example of Indian politics? There are many people who have did many things against other beings. They harmed people, they killed people, right? They did many negative things, but still, when they are in the power, when they possess their position and power, it is not easy. How are they even doing? How are they even getting it done with the other people, thousands of people, though it's a chief minister, though it's a prime minister? If they are in a position, it's definitely their energy level. Think how high it's their energy levels are. If that's not the case, they wouldn't have been in those positions, right? So how are they even doing it when they are killing people, when they are doing lots of injustice? They should feel guilty, right? Do they feel guilty? They don't feel guilty. So they directly keep impressing on their subconscious mind what they want. Think of what you want. This is the way of Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya. He says, think of only what you want. Don't be like Gautam Buddha, always thinking of what you don't want. So he always asks you to leave that, leave this, leave that, leave this. But Adi Shankaracharya says that do this, do that. So that's the difference. So whatever it is there, and I'm not asking you to kill someone and feel not to feel guilty, but it's all about, it's just an example. It's not related. It's not at all related. Whatever it is, you can do it. But definitely trust me, cause and effect will follow end of the day. But for that moment, if you want to manifest it, it was also very hard for me how to lie to myself. In thoughts also, do I really have to lie? How can I just do this? I can see the whole situation is against me right enough, and I can't just simply keep on lying to myself and sit so peacefully. And how will that change the situation? How will I move forward? But definitely that positive thought helps. It doesn't let us mess up some more. At least we will stay silent rather messing it up. So that's how we can do it. But yes, in the later classes, let's cover, because this book is all about that. So we will cover, but indirectly we will cover it. But yeah, I can make sure I can cover those points of affirmations, because I remember I have given a whole session in JTTP on affirmations. So yeah, we can do that.
Chandana is happy with the way you explained.
Thank you. And my name is Sohana.
Sohan. Yeah.
Sohana. No worries, Chandana. So yeah. So do we have anything else, or let's start meditation?
Will you guide the meditation, Sohana?
Sure, I will.
I can put some music on if you want, or do you want to play the music?
Music.
Or
Okay.
you just guide? Do you want to guide? That's it. What do you
Uh,
want?
okay, I'll play some music and I'll guide.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Can you actually hear the music?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Wherever you are, just come back to your bodies. Relax every cell into your body. Relax your mind. Let all the muscles, all the nerves, just relax everything. Let's make a happy matrix out of our body. All you got to do is, wherever you feel comfortable, please be seated. Close your eyes, clasp your fingers, cross your feet. This is a circuit with your body. With all these three, follow your breath. Just watch your breath. Do not worry about any kinds of thoughts. Just your breath. Thoughts, they come and they can go. Don't hold them up. Don't get stuck with those. Just stay with your breath. Come what may, no matter whatever. Just your breath. That is what is making you alive. Release all the fixed patterns. Free yourself from all the thoughts, all the beliefs which are not working for you anymore. Last 5 minutes. just 1 minute. According to your comfort, whenever you are ready, slowly place both of your hands on your eyes at least for 5 seconds to open your eyes. So, welcome back. So, it was a good meditation and cool. And thank you, Lavanya Garu, and all the Australia team giving me this opportunity. And see you again next Saturday with the other chapters.
Thank you, Sohana.
Thank you.
Thank you.